So I'm terrible at public speaking, so this is my conquering my fear tonight. So that's why I came out. So the meaning of the great outdoors has changed for me a lot over my life. When I was little, I got into Boy Scouts, mainly because my brother was in Boy Scouts, so that was the thing to do. When other friends were out on the weekends learning how to play some type of sports ball, I was out in the woods learning how to build teepees and fires. And my favorite part of the entire thing, getting to pee on trees, which is really fun. If you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. So my family and I grew up, and we used to go camping as a family every summer. And then as life kind of took over and I got to college, I got to camp less and less. And the times I got to go out, it was a lot more enjoyable, and it meant a lot more to me. So flash forward now, 2011. My wife and I have been married a year. We got picked to go on a 2-week trip to Israel called Birthright. So Birthright is, if you're in your 20s, you've never been to Israel, and you're a Jew, you get to go for free. Really kind of cool, can't pass it up. So while we're on this trip, they said, hey, if you guys want to do it, we're going to do a camping trip to a Bedouin camp. We're going to spend the night out in the middle of the desert. It'll be really cool. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't been camping in a while. Why not? Camping in the desert, not what you think. It is literally a tent with a sand floor and a carpet square. Not the most comfortable place to sleep in the world, but it was actually a really fun night. So about 11:30 that night, the first night we're out there, after a 6-hour drive and a 2-hour camel ride, remarkably comfortable, which surprised me, our trail guide goes, hey, we're going to do a midnight hike through the desert. Yeah, why not? I'm in my 20s. It's crazy. Let's do this. After falling into my third thorn bush and tearing my legs up, we weren't allowed to have flashlights because it was a full moon. We get to this dune, and there's this dune, and as far as you can see, there's no lights. We're in the middle of the desert. It's pitch black, and the entire sky is lit up like a Christmas tree. Absolutely amazing. And I'm sitting in this dune at like 2 o'clock in the morning now, looking around, no cell phone, no tablet with me. It's just me and like 5 other people in the middle of this desert. And I realized how absolutely small and meaningless a lot of the things that we have in our normal lives are. So the whole trip back, I'm thinking about how much my job really sucks. I'm traveling. I was a government employee as an auditor, and I was traveling 5 to 6 days a week as a newlywed. So for the first year after being married, I never saw my wife. And I said, on the way back, I said, you know what? I'm going to make some changes. I'm tired of doing this kind of job. I came back, and a week later, my boss calls me in and goes, well, it's a 1-year review. We have to decide whether we're keeping your contract. And I said, you know what? Don't keep my contract. I'm quitting. And I walked out of my job, no plans, not the smartest thing in hindsight. And coincidentally, a week later, I got headhunted by another company. And I said, it's a job, but I want to have something where I'm giving back to the community. So I started talking to this company, and it's a big company, and they do a lot of community work and a lot of charity work and a lot of working with people in need. And I said, you know what, cool, I'll take this job. Got the job. 2 months later, my wife quits her job and joins the company that I'm working at. So we're now the chairpersons for the Give team for our company. We're doing constant community engagement. We're always out in public. We're always out camping and doing different public events. And it took going 4,000 miles around the world to go camping in a Bedouin tent in the middle of a desert to figure out what I want in my life. And I've been doing that for the past 6 years. I'm still getting to camp, not as much as I like, but still getting to camp. And I get to go to work every day and enjoy my life with my wife. And that little camping trip made the absolute difference in my life to me. So the great outdoors started as something small and trivial going away on the weekend and ended up being a life-changing event that has completely shifted my perspective on the world. So that's my story.